good neighbors. You'll never get to meet them, okay? That's how calorie pear is. This is another plant also that's a prolific seed producer. And because it flowers the first in the spring, and naturally all those pollinators are out looking for nectar, it's going to probably get the highest percent where it's going to be fully pollinated because it's there and they're desiring that. So we're going to get naturally good seed set unless they freeze, but that's what we'll see. It's also important to recognize that we preserve the source of the seed. If we were here today and we were to have a project that eliminated all of this, we can be sure that these suburbs behind us where there's calorie pear fruit produced every year would be the source of the next infestation that would actually take place. So eliminating this is only going to make us feel better for a natural area, but it's not going to remove the source of the seed because the calorie pear is protected in our yards. And this is where the pear fruit are produced that are carried by the birds to these other areas. So what we need to do if we're really interested in trying to stave off calorie pear is not just eliminate it in these habitats, but eliminate or reduce what we're planting in our yards and in our neighbors' yards because that's the source where it comes from. Another thing that I think is important to remember about calorie pear, if you see some really highly infested areas, remember we talked about the crotch angle being important for splitting. This is one of these types of trees that has the ability to shape its crotch angle so that it can grow in very close proximity with other plants. So this is why in some really infested areas, oak trees, you probably need some space between the next oak tree. Calorie pear, you can literally have them one next to another and they could be 15, 20 years old and you can't barely fit between the wood, but yet these branches are happily stacking one tree right after another, making an effective hedge. So I believe that the weakness of the Bradford pear for splitting is a strength when it comes to invading a natural area at high densities. Okay? Now let's talk a little bit about some of the control mechanisms. Now the first thing we'd like to do when we're in this type of area is you look around and you say, well, somebody came here with a brush hog and they mowed this down. And that might make you feel better that you mowed the grass down, but if there was calorie pear growing right here, would that be a great way to control calorie pear? Maybe for a year or two, but you know what's going to happen is you're going to actually multiply the effect because what you'll see, this is a calorie pear, and this is actually from over on Grindstone Parkway, close to where we had that, there's an electrical substation. I watched it 3 years ago when they mowed it, and here's what we have 3 years later, where you could see where they mowed it right close to the ground, and now we've got these trees that are coming up from basal roots. So we're not getting rid of the problem, we're just trying to put it off till tomorrow. It's not going to be very effective. So mowing is not really going to work. Now another thing that we have to think about when we're looking at this is the question is, what if I get the root system? Can I just cut it out and get rid of calorie pear? Well, take a look at this. This is a shoot bud that came from a root system, probably that was not effectively removed. So what we can see is you have an invasive plant that's not only going to stay with its main root and grow back several shoots from one that you cut, but if you leave too much of the root system, you're also going to get additional shoot buds that can form, and you get a reinfestation, so you can even multiply it all the more. So it's something we have to keep in mind with calorie pear.